Have you ever felt like your life should be more than this? But somehow every day looks exactly the same. Most people believe that change comes from one big moment, a breakthrough, a miracle, a dramatic turning point. But the truth is much quieter and a lot more uncomfortable. Life usually slips away not because of the big things we fail to do, but because of the small things we ignore, the tiny choices, the habits we keep pushing to tomorrow. And that one word tomorrow has quietly become the biggest trap for so many of us. Today, I want to tell you two simple stories. One about an office worker whose life felt stuck on repeat, and another about a college student drowning in pressure. Two completely different people, but both trapped by the same problem. They never built the small habits that could move their lives forward. And yet, both of them met someone, a person they never expected, who changed everything. A wise taxi driver on a long evening ride, and a gentle old librarian in a quiet corner of a dusty library. If you stay until the end, you might walk away with one tiny habit that could quietly turn your entire life around. Let's start with Jason. He was 27, an ordinary office worker with an ordinary routine. Wake up, drive to work, clock in, clock out, scroll through his phone at night, then sleep, and do it all over again. Deep down, he knew he could do more. He had ideas, dreams, plans written in old notebooks, but none of them ever made it past the first page. Every time he thought about starting, he told himself he'd wait for the right moment, a moment that never came. One tired evening, after a long day at the office, Jason called a taxi home. The city was glowing orange, traffic slow, and for the first time in a while, he wasn't rushing anywhere. That unexpected pause made all his thoughts feel louder. The driver, an older man with calm eyes, kept glancing at him through the rearview mirror. He'd seen that expression before, the look of someone drifting through life. After a few quiet minutes, the driver asked, "Son, when was the last time you did something just for your future?" The question hit Jason harder than he expected. He admitted the truth. He wanted to grow. He wanted to change, but he didn't know where to begin. He was always waiting for the perfect day, the perfect plan, the perfect start. The old driver chuckled softly. "You don't need the perfect day," he said. "You just need 10 minutes. Now, let's talk about Sarah, a first-year college student who watched her GPA slip lower every semester. Every time she saw other students succeed, she felt smaller, less capable, less smart. Like no matter how hard she tried, she could never keep up. One stressful afternoon, she hid inside the campus library to escape the pressure. Warm yellow lights, dust floating in the air, rows of old shelves standing like quiet guardians. It was the only place that didn't judge her. There, between two tall bookcases, an elderly librarian noticed her wiping away tears. With a gentle voice, she asked, "What makes you feel so small, dear?" Sarah confessed everything: how lost she felt, how messy her mind had become, how studying only made her more overwhelmed. The librarian listened, then reached up and pulled down a forgotten book covered in dust. "This book looks forgotten," she said, "but inside lies a world that could change someone's life if they just open 5 pages a day." The old taxi driver waited a moment, as if he wanted the words to sink in. 10 minutes, he repeated. "That's all you need. Just spend 10 quiet minutes each day doing the one thing that matters the most to your future. Not an hour, not a perfect plan, just 10 minutes." Jason stared at the back of the driver's seat, realizing no one had ever said something so simple, yet so unbelievably true. The driver went on, 10 minutes a day, that's about 60 hours a year. 60 hours of pure focus. You can build a new skill in that time. Change your mindset. Start a project you've been afraid of. People don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they never take the first tiny step. Then he added a line Jason would never forget. "A man doesn't climb a mountain. He climbs one small step," repeated enough times. That night, Jason finally opened the notebook where his old business idea had been collecting dust. He set a timer for 10 minutes. He wrote slowly, awkwardly, but he wrote. 10 minutes became 12, then 15, but the rule stayed simple. Just begin. And within a few weeks, something inside him shifted. His mind felt lighter, his focus sharpened, and the project he once abandoned started taking shape one tiny session at a time. Meanwhile, Sarah was holding that dusty book in her hands. The librarian smiled and said, "Most people want the whole book finished in a day. But a future is built the same way a story is read, one page at a time. She told Sarah to read just 5 pages a day. Only 5. That's 150 pages a month, enough for 12 to 15 books a year. And each book, the librarian said, holds a new perspective, a new ability, a new version of yourself. That night, Sarah picked a thin paperback and read her first 5 pages. Not to impress anyone, just to begin. For the first time in months, her mind felt a little calmer, a little stronger. Months passed. Her GPA climbed back up. Her confidence returned. And those 5 quiet pages became the safest place she could grow. Both Jason and Sarah discovered the same truth. It's not talent, it's not luck, and it's definitely not one big life-changing moment. It's the tiny actions you repeat when no one is watching. The smallest habits build the strongest foundations. So now, let me ask you this. What's the one tiny habit you'll start today? Just 10 minutes. Or just 5 pages. Your future begins smaller than you think. If this message touched you, like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe if you want more stories that help you grow, one small step at a time. Until then, be patient, stay consistent, and keep moving forward.